Hey guys, all you 5 9 gamers, welcome. Today we're going to be talking about a new gacha game. I know, right? It's this Disney game you can see right here, Star Smash. It's a JP only game though, but it's really interesting. I'm not alone. I'm joined by Hydros and Gale. Guys, say what's going on.
Hello. All right.
Hello,
Hi,
what's
everybody.
up?
How's everybody doing?
Okay, just making sure. So let's get started with just the general stuff about the game. Exactly what is this game? Give me some gameplay mechanics and stuff like that.
No, but a very straightforward way of saying it. It's basically Pong mixed with tennis, mixed with a bit of, like Nas mentioned when we were speaking about it in private, a bit of bowling as well, apparently, according to him. But definitely more so Pong than anything else. It's very straightforward. You basically take your character and you're basically hitting opponents with like a ball in a format of Pong, and you basically use Disney characters to kind of power up your ball while also doing some area of effect damage on enemies, and you're basically trying to lower their HP before they attack you and kill you, basically.
Okay, for me, it kind of reminds me more like World Flipper. I played that very, very briefly. It's another JP only gacha game from, I think it's Psy Games that develops that one. And it's ping pong. Not ping pong. What's it called? Pinball. So, yeah, it kind of reminds me of that in a way. Instead of just two standard flaps, you are the flap that moves around and hits it like a tennis ball. It's just very interesting because it's very reactionary. And there's some planning to it because, do you want to hit it off the side, hit it around the backside, or you got to time your skill to make sure you hit it at the right moment. So it's kind of interesting from that regard, at least to me. Hydros, any thoughts on the gameplay mechanics so far?
As Gale said, it's like Pong. It's like they took old school Pong and then made it like 3,000 times better with all these characters and how you're actually able to use like the characters' abilities and stuff like that to actually defeat all these like waves of enemies that you're actually able to go through. I guess in the sense of I don't know where the sense of bowling comes from. I don't really get that from this game. I get more so like it's like either Pong, or there are some attacks where you can actually launch it, like you're throwing Angry Birds and stuff. So like it launches in the air and dives down. That's how I've kind of thought about it. So
okay, this game is totally like bowling. It's just more like, I don't know, racquetball bowling. There's tons of enemies, and I'm smacking this ball and knocking them all over.
I could see that.
The way the ball kind of moves around, it actually is more like pinball than anything else.
It is. I mean, it is more like pinball, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I have no idea what's going on right now. There's so much Japanese on the screen. I don't know what all these things are that are floating around. Like, what is happening?
So Nas is here, and he's he's helping us by giving us the newbie experience. So if you guys wanted to play it, he's definitely showing that off here. So let's move on to how does the game, like, everyone knows for gacha games you like to reroll. How does rerolling work in this game? So Gail, give us a little brief rundown on how that works.
Yeah, so basically, once you download the game, they take you into a effective cutscene. They show you, they go through these manga panels, which is how the story is basically driven by these manga panels, not any specific like videos or anything. It's just this manga panel. So you go through the first one, then it takes you into a bit of a tutorial, which you can skip. If you click the top right, you can skip it out. However, if you're playing it for the first time, I highly recommend you go through it at least once. And then after that, it's another manga panel. You go through it. It downloads the game. It's like 560 megs, basically. It's the first installation, at least on Android. Once that's done, you basically go into the single. They tell you to do a tutorial single. And this one, however, like a lot of other gachas have been tending to do this recently, where you can effectively reroll for an infinite amount of times. And it's the same case here. You basically do your first single, see what you get. If it's a 3-star or 4-star and you want a 5-star, you basically click the bottom left button and then basically click the right button after that, and then it basically lets you re-roll that single again. So you keep doing that again and again until you get a 5-star. and that's how you re-roll. Now, obviously, at the start of the game, because of pre-registration rewards, you do get enough for a whole multi. So if you get a 5-star, what I would recommend personally is you go and do another multi, get another 5-star if you can, and then go ahead. If you can't, clear out your storage, reinstall, and just open up the game again. It would have deleted your account, and you can start the process all over again. And you can, as I said, you can skip the tutorial. So if you've done it once already, you can skip the tutorial. Just let the game download again, or download the 560 megs and do the process again. But it's very easy, very, very quick, quicker than, it's not, obviously, you're trying to get 2 5-stars. Obviously, if you just want 1 5-star, that's easy as, like, you don't have to reinstall the game or anything. It's straightforward. But if you want that extra 5-star, you'll have to just clear the storage again and go through it again. But you can skip the tutorial, which I think, you know, most gachas don't allow you to do that. So I'm glad that this one allows you to do that at least.
Yeah, so that's the reroll strategy. It's a gacha game. Most people want a good start. So obviously following Gail's advice there, try to get that 5-star on the first one, and then on the second one, when you get to your multi, try to get 1, and then off you go. So Hydros, tell us about the story. I mean, on your screen, your gameplay, you've already done it all. Just give us a little rundown of how many chapters are there, how much rewards do you get, all that stuff.
And don't you lie to me and tell me you understand what's going on.
I fully understand what's going on because I'm reading the manga as it's happening while we're playing. But no, so whenever you're going through a story, there are a total of 3 chapters currently in the game that you can actually play through, and each chapter has 8 kind of enemy stages, and then it follows up before that, like before each enemy stage, it has a chapter page of a manga. So it's kind of like you're reading a manga while also playing at the same time. On the screen here, I have that you can actually see that you can read manga panels, then you do your boss stage, which the manga panel is like this huge looking icon going through it, and then the the fight stage is like a small little circle. So there's that. And for each one that for each chapter that you clear, if you clear it with all S ranks, you get 1,000 gems. So currently, since there are 3, you can get a total of 3,000 gems, which is enough for 1 multi, or you could do it as you go and just do singles, because, you know, why not? if you have the itch to summon, do singles. So it's pretty basic. It's not really complicated in how the chapters work. Like I said, you get gems for the manga page, so you can entirely skip the manga page if you can't understand it, obviously, and you just don't want to read it or try to bother reading it with a Google Translator or something like that. So you do get gems after, you know, you just skip the manga step, and then you also get gems for each of the boss stages, obviously, and it's 50.
I think 50 gems
it's
per.
It's 50 per.
50.
Yeah, I've completed it, so I can't remember now. But there's 50 gems per each one, so you get 50 for the manga page, and then also 50 for doing the boss fight. So I think in total, what is it? In this first one, there's
8 stages or
kind of stage.
13.
There's
yeah.
There's. Let me read.
Well, while he's doing that, I will also say one thing is that the user is very UI friendly. It's a very user-friendly UI. There we go. It's a very user-friendly UI, so you don't need to like use Google Translate to understand it or anything. Like, you can easily know where is and easily remember it. Like most games, like, you know, when you get into the Japanese version, you're like, I don't know what's going on. Like even on the menus, it can get very confusing. But here it's just like snap, snap. The only things you don't really understand are the abilities and, of course, the story. But once some people manage to put up translations, which inevitably will happen, after that it's just a matter of just memorizing what each unit does.
Right.
So
okay, cool.
So just for like chapter 1, you get like 700 gems in total. So again, it's not too bad, especially for each. It's roughly 700-ish per chapter. So you get 700, and then plus that extra 1,000. So that's what is that? Almost 2 full multis.
Yeah. So
like if you get 700 per, that's 2,100. So you're just shy of actually getting it. But also you do have missions, which also give you more
right.
gems,
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, so I mean, the economy seems to be pretty good. I mean, only 3 stages so far, or 3 chapters, I should say. There could definitely be adding more as time goes on, so there's that to consider. But what about stuff that's not daily missions? Like, what else do we have that's or story, I should say? Do we have daily missions? Like, can you guys explain that?
So basically what you do is each day there is okay, so if you are on the home screen, you click play, they show you basically what events are up for the day. Now, I'll start off with the most basic one, which is the training stages. Effectively, you can do those only twice a day, basically. There's one for EXP stages, there's one for skill levels or skill level gems to level up your skills, and then there's one for coins, which I think at this point, coins is the one thing you need the most in the game. It feels like that's the only thing that's kind of restricting a lot of players, I feel. But once you get that, it's very easy. But yeah, you can only do those twice a day, so highly encourage you, make sure you do those twice a day stages. But apart from that, there are other stages that allow you to farm characters as well as abilities / skills that you can attach onto characters. So, for example, at the time of recording right now, I think there's a 4-star character available to farm and a 5-star character available to farm for only an hour-long period, however, whereas a 4-star character is available through the day. And then there's a 3-star ability that you can equip onto a unit that increases crit rate, I think, or crit damage, I'm not sure which one. It's Japanese, so I'm sorry if I can't understand it, but it's something to do with critical rate or damage. So basically, that's something that you can do on each day. It rotates out like most gachas. Each day has a different thing you can farm. So if you're interested in that character or if you're interested in that skill that you want to equip, that's your time to farm it. There is also co-op as well, so you can use co-op to, leech off others effectively and get help from other people to get better rewards and clear the harder difficulties.
Okay, so farmable characters, something that's not foreign to gachas. Daily resource grinds, so every day there's gonna be some other resource to grind, and of course your training materials, your XP, coins, skill level gems, that kind of stuff. So but of course, like every gacha game, the farmable units, while they're 4-star or 5 stars, they may not be as good as the gacha ones because they have lower stats. Some don't have skills. Is that right?
Yeah. It's some don't have proper abilities. They're very super basic compared to the other intricate abilities. Some don't have. Yeah, like you mentioned, some have poor stats. Like, even if you compare, one thing about this, I'm not sure how much of an effect it has overall. Is that if you notice it, even within the gacha, the 4-star to 5-star stats gap is nearly double. It's 100% increase from 4-star to 5-star and 3-star to 4-star. So it is huge within the gacha itself. Now imagine in the farmable units, how much worse of a gap would it be compared to gacha units. So there is definitely a bit of a difference between the farmable units and the gacha units, but at the same time, it's still a 5-star unit that's farmable, so it probably would be. I mean, I haven't looked into the full details of the farmable 5 stars yet, but from what I've heard is that their stats are pretty poor compared to 5-star gacha units, of course, and they don't have abilities necessarily that compare, or straight up don't have them at all, to 5-star gacha units. So that's the big difference between the farmable units and the gacha units.
Cool. All right, so let's talk about the gacha itself. Hydros, you got it pulled up on your screen there. Tell me, how much does it cost to do a multi? Is there a pity system? What's the shop look like? What's the economy? So go ahead and refresh us on all that.
Okay, so to do a multi, it's 3,000 gems. Do a single, it's 300. I can't remember what game this is actually like. Oh, Master. I think Pokemon Masters does this. This is the same kind of way they have their multi and single system set up as well. There is a pity system, which I believe you get, 10 points per multi?
Yes, 10 points
and
per
then
multi.
Then you can actually buy various items throughout inside this shop here. So you can get whatever these water bottle things are. I think that's stamina items, if I'm not mistaken. You can get gold for 100. You can get, I think this is a gold, quote unquote, equip. Or whatever this one is. And then you can also get whatever the featured banner unit is. You can also buy that for 1,500, at least in terms of this first banner. It's 1,500 points or whatever the little currency is for your pity system to actually buy it. So if you completely get shafted, like Nolar will here, you can actually buy the unit in the shop here. And in terms of rates for a 5-star is 4%, a little bit higher than a general 3% that some gachas get. I know My Hero Academia Ultra Impact is actually 3% for URs, which is the same rarity crossover there. And obviously you have a featured unit rate up, which in terms of this banner, the featured unit rate up is 1% for the one featured unit that they have, which is I think was his name, Big Hero 6 or something like that. Is that what he's from? I don't know what he's from.
Yes, Big Hero 6.
And then everything else is about 0.273%, almost 0.3% for the other 5 stars. 4 stars are 20% and 3 stars are 76%. So it's not terrible. Not Dokkan rates, obviously, but not terrible.
Yeah, so 4% for 5 stars or SSR rates is pretty good. I mean, generally, gacha rates are 3% for the highest rarity. You're looking at Grand Cross, like you said, My Hero. There's a lot of games that start off at 3%, and that's very, generic. 4% is a little more generous, not the best compared to like Dokkan, right? But still, that's pretty good. So, yeah, that's the how's the if you were to be a pay to play player, how's the shop looking?
So the general shop, there's a kind of a little bit of different shops that are actually here. There's an item package shop, which the first item, which I've actually already gotten, is like the Dokkan subscription is the best way I can kind of think of it, or sub pack, to where you get, in terms of this one, you get 100 gems daily login for a certain amount of days, and then you also get 980 gems right off the bat. So over time, that adds up to, I think, about 3180 to a multi after so many days, right? You have whatever this ticket is. I don't know what this is. And they also have other gem packs, which I believe, because the game is new, right? So first-time players, I think this is a first-time bonus buy here that I'm looking at right now. So for what is about $100 or 95 US in terms of a 10,000 yen here, you can get 20,000 gems, and then you get a lot of various items. You get, I guess, whatever are training items, gold, whatever these red, green, and blue, and all these other items are. I assume this is like awakening, limit break type stuff. Skill gems, there we go, that's what they are. I knew that. And then obviously as you go down in price, it kind of weighs it down to where you get less gems and less items and stuff like that. So you can actually get those as a first time buy. They actually, I believe these water bottles are stamina items. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. And then they have some other packs as well. So in terms of the item package shop, it's the first few items are like BOGOs, so it's kind of like it's a double version of the one below it, which they have those as well. So you can buy the originals, which are 10,000 gems for $100, but they also have the kind of like buy one get one above it as well as a one-time buy.
So for 10,000 gems,
shop,
I was gonna say, so 10,000 gems gets you what, 3 multis and a third. So it's like, let's call it, just say 3 multis for now. So let's say it's 3 multis. That's $33 a multi. In my mind, playing a bunch of gachas, that's skewed a little on the high end. But you got to remember, when it's a little more pricey per multi, it generally means that the rates are better. And compared to 3% rates, where they'll sell you 6 multis for $100, but at 3% rates, you might not get anything at all. It's kind of evens out on that end, right? So you look at Dokkan, which is what most of us know, it's fairly expensive, right? It's in the $45-50 for 90 stones, 91 stones, which is not even 2 multis. This one's a little bit better in terms of pricing, but the rates are a little lower at 4% instead of 5% featured. So keep that in mind in terms of the economy. It's fairly reasonable, in the grand scheme of things. So that's the one note I wanted to mention. But anyways, sorry, you want to say something else, Hydros?
In the item package shop, I think that, because I don't know if all of these are, just to kind of throw my thought out, is maybe these, at least the lower ones, not the buy one get one type ones, but just the regular ones, maybe are like monthly type deals, because the one at the little ticket thing at the top that gives you like the little subscription is monthly, I would assume. I think it's like about like 22 something days or something like that I read. I might be misremembering, but you know, maybe it's a monthly thing because you can only buy one, right? So maybe it's reset after, maybe it reset every new banner or something like that. So
Oh,
that's
okay. Sorry.
Plus, you get a ton of training items and stuff too.
Right.
So
Hit
it gives you a little bit more value.
So just go to the top and hit the gem with a plus sign. That is the actual packs in terms of value.
Right. I was getting into that after the item packs.
Yeah. So go there.
Yeah.
So typically it's
So in
actually
terms of-
14,000 gems for $100 or 100 or 10,000 yen. So
Yeah.
That's-
And then they also again have like a BOGO-ish type thing where you can get,
we got sales.
you know, 16. Well, you get 2,000 more, but I think that it's a little, just almost just a little bit more multis for the $100.
Right. Well, it's 10,000 yen supposed to be $100, but with the exchange rate, it's like 89, $90. So,
Yep.
Right.
well, we'll just say, what is that? Barely five multis for $90.
That's 3.5 for if you get the 14,000 gem one, it'll be 3.5 multis, and if you get the 16,000 one, that's like slightly above 5 multis.
Yeah. So we're talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah. So I think, in terms of value and compared to the rest of the gachas, not just to this game, it's not bad. I'll just throw that out there compared to everything else. So, all right.
If you
So
wanna
for
compare it to
those,
something like Dokkan, like, so an equivalent to Dokkan's packs would be, what is it, about 45 to like $50? You get the 90 stone pack without
Yeah.
sales, without the sale, obviously. And in this one, you get
Three.
get 2 multis and a single, basically, pretty much.
Yep.
Out of that similar value, so it's not terrible, but again, with better rates comes more money.
yeah, that's just how it is. Alrighty, and the final piece, where do we get the game? Everyone's gonna be asking this. It's only on JP right now, so if you're on iOS, you need to have a JP account. So there's a whole run through how to do that. But for people who are on Android, it's very simple. You just get this game from a third-party app source that's not the Play Store. So for most of us who know QApp, TapTap has it as well. I don't think we checked, but I don't think APK Pure has it, but we could be wrong. They could upload it at any point. But again, it's only in Japanese. So, if you're a veteran of gachas, you can kind of know how to get around. Not necessarily everything translated. Nas, you got something to say?
You said that Mr. and Mrs. Incredible were like the top tier thing to go for.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're one of the 5, I think. They're one of the 5.
Bro, I did one single in this game, and that's who I got.
Oh
Nice.
There you
man,
go.
that's telling you
You're
got to
set.
play. You're set.
I mean, so this is worth keeping. I should just hit the bottom right button.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it.
Or if you're like me,
All
you
right.
get one aerial and then you get another one just as you do your next multi.
So, anyways, guys, final thoughts. How are you enjoying the game so far? And then we'll sign off here. So, Gail, what do you think of it? Do you think this has good potential?
It's got good pick up and play potential. As I've been a huge advocate of it. If you've seen any previous videos of like the MHA video that we've done, Dokkan videos, I've always been a huge advocate of gacha games need to be pick up and play. None of this PvP and malarkey and whatever. Just straight up make it nice, easy to pick up. Have co-op maybe, which it has co-op, so that's also already a plus. Servers seem stable enough to run the co-op as well, which is good. And overall, it's fun. It's a bit of it's also a bit of a nostalgia trip for me personally. Obviously, when I was a kid, having seen these Disney characters, in movies and stuff, there's always a plus in that. I mean, all gacha games run off nostalgia at this point, to be honest. But yeah, no, it really is a lot of fun. It's very much got that pick up and play style, which I really enjoy, and I'm looking forward to it. I think the only thing I would say they need to add more of is events, but it's obviously day one only. I can't expect a big event to already drop, So yeah, if they start adding some more events where we can farm characters, have an event shop and stuff, thumbs up from me. This is a really good game so far.
All right, Hydros.
Yeah, I mean, it's really fun. I've been enjoying just playing it, even just farming these other characters and even the equips. It's been really fun, and I've not really found it to be boring so far. I mean, it's not like just Dokkan where you're bubble popping and stuff like that. You're actually kind of thinking more so like, how do you want to hit the ball? Like when it comes back, if it does come back, do you want to hit it this way, that way? Do you want to pick up these other items to kind of do like your Dokkan attack or Rising Rush sort of attack and stuff like that? So, it's a real thinking type game, if I can say that. But it's still fun. It's still fun.
I have no idea what the heck is going on. I don't know how you say it's a thinking game. I don't even know what to think because I don't know what any of this means. Like, do you know Japanese? Because I'm like at a severe disadvantage here. I've never in my life felt this way before, but I fully understand what it's like to be illiterate right now.
So Nas, have you tried actually reading it?
It's all symbols and squiggly line.
Oh god! All right, well, we'll educate Nas on how things are. Maybe he'll enjoy it, maybe he won't. We'll figure it out. But for me, I probably put like 20-30 minutes. I've been re-rolling a lot and been busy, but so far, like I said, it reminds me of pinball, like World Flipper, and I really enjoy that. So with the art style, it's basically anime Disney characters plus like Kingdom Hearts style original characters. I think that's a winning combination. So to me, it seems like this is going to be a pretty successful gacha. But you guys let us know in the comments below. What do you think? Have you downloaded it? Does it turn you off? Are you like diving deep to play this game? Or what?
Also, we didn't mention it, but this is made by the same company that made Monster Strike. And for those of you who don't know Monster Strike, it is one of the more popular gacha games in Japan. A lot of Dokkan players would have heard about it because it's the only game that cucks Dokkan out of top grossing every time because it does like 50,000 collabs. So yeah, the only thing I'm saying is I would like to see if they'd have potential to collab with like actual anime, maybe like how Monster Strike does. Because imagine Disney characters alongside, say, Titans from AOT or something. Like that would be just nuts. And if they have the potential for that, then this game will go really, really far. Because we've seen how many collabs they've been able to pull off with Monster Strike. So yeah.
There's potential there, guys. So you guys let us know in the comments below if you're going to play this, all that stuff. And if you're new here and like this discussion piece and all the other stuff we have on Five Nine Gaming, hit that subscribe button. And on behalf of myself, Nas, Gale, and Hydros, thanks a lot, guys. We're out.